Welcome back, Truth Seeker. One of the big news stories in the NBA, James Harden out for 2 weeks with a hamstring injury. This is more scripted nonsense, more tributes in the numbers, no doubt a fake injury. Notice James Harden has the gematria of 199, just like hamstring injury, perfect match. Just like how Aaron Rodgers has the same thing as collarbone. He's missed football twice for weeks with that same injury in his career. 199 is the 46th prime number, and Houston, Texas equals 46 where he plays football. Shining example of these numbers coming together in sports history is Tom Brady, the 199th pick of the draft by the New England Patriots. Tom Brady equals 46, Patriots equals 46, Michigan equals 46. Brady was drafted 199 overall out of Michigan by the Patriots. Last year he won the Super Bowl in Houston, Texas. If you write out 51 as a word, it sums to 46 as well. And think about how we were just talking about James Harden's scripted 51-point games in Los Angeles, back-to-back, and how that connected to the Astros winning the World Series 5-1. And then 51 days later, his second 51-point game, the same day of the SpaceX launch over Southern California. Again, news, sports, it's all scripted together. Tom Brady and the Patriots, right after the Patriot Act, due to the jets in New York flying into the towers. Tom Brady's career born out of the New York jet flying into Drew Bledsoe with another scripted injury by the numbers. But hold on, there's more. This made me laugh right here. James Harden's birthday is August 26th. His injury supposedly came in the game December 31st. That was 127 days after his birthday. That's the 31st prime number. Houston equals 31, so does basketball. You see? 127 days. Big star of Houston. Down with the scripted hamstring injury. Rockets won this game that he got hurt in overtime, double overtime, with 148 points. Remember, fraternal equals 148, as in the Fraternal Order of Freemasonry, which controls all this, which scripts all of this by the code. I noticed that in this game, Harden had 40 points, big game. Another number relevant to Houston, 40 days, 40 nights. The flood equals 40, Old Testament 40. You got the biblical flood in Houston by the numbers. If anyone doubts that your guys' flood in Houston was on purpose, I guess you missed out on all my work. I told you what day your city was going to flood before it happened. Then I told you after it, you were guaranteed to win the World Series because the flood was controlled and scripted by a code. Same code that sports are rigged by. And it all played out perfectly. I don't even want to explain it again because I already made 50 videos on it. This is what's going on in the world. Since 1952, it's been admitted by world governments that they know how to induce flash flooding. Military technology used for the purpose of attack. And people in the United States of America don't get it. Your nation doesn't give a shit about you. You are a rat. You're to be experimented with. The only reason they even keep you alive is because you generate revenue in their big Ponzi scheme. These sports games are to distract you so you don't realize what a rat you are for your whole life. Seriously, Just like they reward the lab rat with a little nibble each day, that's what your sports game is. You don't realize it's all rigged and mocking your ass, though. But it is. So here's James Harden's fake injury. As I covered earlier today, Isaiah Thomas coming back by the script. It's the 78th day of the NBA season. Cleveland equals 78. He's playing the team that's up by where he's from, the Pacific Northwest. It's all synced up with his sister's ritual sacrifice last year, April 15th. I noticed that Damian Lillard's also coming back from an injury. No doubt part of the script. 2 point guards coming back. Point guard equals 53. When the Cavs beat the Blazers, they'll get their 53rd win over the Trailblazers tonight. Trailblazers 53. That's how it is. Scripted NBA. Fake injuries. It's all a joke. People got to turn it off. All of you who give money to these people that run these stadiums, they just laugh at your ass. Rats lost in the maze. I guess I should also mention that Harden wears number 13. You know, the reflection of 31. 127 days after his birthday. Houston 31. Flip it around, you got 13. If you missed my video in the offseason about how you got Chris Paul by the numbers, it was all coordinated. Chris Paul went to New Orleans. It flooded with Katrina. Chris Paul comes to Houston. It floods by the numbers. Stuff's not coincidence, you know? It is not coincidence. I got to go back and look at something. There it is. There it is. You guys know where I'm going with this already? Grandpa 61. Remember this story about Chris Paul? His grandpa was killed by a random group of thugs the day he signed with Wake Forest. So then he scored 61 points in the game for his deceased grandfather who died at age 61. What really happened that day is Chris Paul signed with Wake Forest. The men he was in the room with told him what his entire life would be. They told him what his box score would be, what teams he'd play for in the NBA after he was done at Wake Forest. All of these men agree to a scripted career. You know, they're the performers. They have the ability to make it happen, but that's what it is. These people signed their life away. You guys are busy asking the wrong questions, which I've already explained a million times. How come the secrets don't get out? Because these people know what they signed up for. You know, they're down for the cause. Chris Paul couldn't wait to sign his grandfather's life away. I don't care how you fucking kill him. I can't wait for all those millions. You know? That's the nation we live in. Those Zionist Jews, they got everybody dreaming about the paper. I got all these idiots down in the comments with the same troll comment. You know all this about sports, you predict all this correct. How come you don't go out and bet and make millions? Because I'm not here for that false monopoly money Jew paper. I'm here to wake up the sheep so that we can overthrow the nation, start the revolution. You know, I like to play sports. I think in a better world, I could have made it to the big leagues if I wanted to. You know, you got to be those people who sign away your family's live members to make it. So anyway, I'm 34, my time's past, but for the younger people, for all the young people dreaming, practicing, wanting to play in the big leagues, not realizing what it is, that's why we got to change the world, you know? Not all these scripted sellouts, these fake phonies, these frauds, you know? You don't know who's the best in the NBA because the whole league's scripted. You never have known who's the best. It's always been scripted for somebody. And the other thing is they're using technology in these games, so you don't even know who has the best jump shot. What dictates if it goes in the hoop is if whatever technology they're using allows the ball to go through the hoop. All these games scripted. It's undeniable that they're using technology. Those of you who are new here, you don't know all that I've exposed. Go back and see the story about the Harlem Globetrotter who made the bucket from the helicopter. Look at this. Helicopter, whoops, 57. Harlem, 57. Backboard, 57. Trick shot, 57. They said a Harlem Globetrotter banked in a trick shot from 200 and some feet in the air in a helicopter. The only way that's possible is with technology. And that's just one of about 100 different things I've shown about how these games are scripted, to the box score, to the amount of three-pointers hit. It's all a joke. Steph Curry's three-point streak ends at 157 games in the Staples Center, you know? Kobe Bryant, I got to pull this up. Sumerian Gematria, Kobe Bryant, 678. Michael Jordan, 678. Kobe Bryant retires exactly 678 weeks after Michael Jordan on that same day, or he played his last game 678 days after Jordan, 678 weeks after Jordan played his last game. Jordan played his last game against Philly, where Kobe's from. The Warriors, originally from Philly. Kobe's dad drafted by the Warriors. The same day Kobe finished his career, the Warriors players Steph Curry and Klay Thompson set a new NBA record with 678 combined three-pointers. They beat Jordan and the Bulls' win record for the season with that game, getting 73 wins. And Jordan's record season, his 73rd game, was against Del Curry, the father of Steph Curry. Whole league's a script. undeniable, always has been, always will be, as long as it's run by these people. And there'll be more to this riddle. There already is more to this riddle. I just did a little bit of research. It's probably synced up with the day he'll come back and in line with the upcoming NBA playoffs and finals and his birthday. And it's the way everything's done. Everything is done this way. No exceptions. The world of sports, it's all a script, you know? And I just want you guys to think about how dumb the people are who come and troll here. How's he spell his name again? I think he spells it like that. That player that supposedly got hurt for the Steelers, Ryan Shazier, I guarantee you that injury is bullshit. And then you idiots come back and you say, well, what about how they said he got surgery on the TV? What aren't you idiots getting? If it's on the TV, it's bullshit, okay? Ryan Shazier, when he rolled over, I mean, how do you make himself roll over if he's paralyzed? And his legs move once he rolls over. He can't be paralyzed from the waist down and be moving his legs on the field and using his legs to roll over. It doesn't make any sense. His injury is bullshit. His injury came exactly 63 days before the Super Bowl. And remember, if the Steelers are in that Super Bowl and they lose, they'll become 6-3. It's possible that that's what that injury was pointing to. Possible. Ryan Shazier. But it's just another example of how scripted these games are. 63 days before the Super Bowl, his name equals 63 forwards and backwards. Players do that all the time. Hit somebody with their head, you know. These guys got necks of steel. There's no way he's paralyzed. It's all bullshit. It's all you get in the NFL. They script the injuries. So, all these idiots. Go see my Ryan Shazier video and see how many idiots say, oh, that's just a coincidence. No, how can you call something a coincidence if you don't even know anything about it? You know? It's probably what the fucking morons in this society. They think they know it all, but they can't see jack shit. You got to be so fucking retarded to not know that sports are rigged. You got to be just dumber than shit. Literally. You know? Things we flush down the toilet are smarter than the average American. Mr. Hanky. All right, until next time.